In this podcast episode, Tom Bilyeu speaks with Douglas Murray, a prominent public intellectual, author, and war correspondent. The discussion revolves around the current state of the world, the challenges facing Western societies, and the moral dilemmas that arise in times of conflict. Murray's insights shed light on the complexities of modern geopolitics, the nature of evil, and the importance of courage in navigating these turbulent times. Murray begins by addressing the ongoing economic and kinetic wars that are reshaping the world order. He emphasizes that the decisions made today will have lasting impacts on future generations. The conversation quickly turns to the divisive nature of contemporary discourse, particularly in the context of social media, where differing interpretations of facts have led to a profound inability to agree on basic truths. This fragmentation of understanding complicates the search for common ground in political and social discussions. A significant theme in the conversation is the struggle to identify who the good guys and bad guys are in global conflicts. Murray argues that this confusion is not new, but has been exacerbated by the rise of social media, which has created an environment where people can hold vastly different interpretations of reality. He posits that the 21st century has shifted from merely disagreeing about interpretations of events to fundamentally disagreeing on the facts themselves. Murray reflects on the historical context of conflicts, drawing parallels between the Cold War and the current geopolitical climate. He notes that during the Cold War, there was a clearer ideological battle between the US and the Soviet Union, whereas today's conflicts are more complex and multifaceted. The conversation touches on the moral clarity that characterized past struggles, contrasting it with the current climate of moral ambiguity. Murray introduces the concept of a second dark age, where access to information is abundant, yet the ability to discern truth is diminished. He argues that this era is marked by a surplus of information that leads to confusion rather than clarity. The expectation for individuals to have opinions on every issue, fueled by social media algorithms, contributes to this chaos. Murray expresses hope that humanity can navigate through this dark age, just as it did in the past, and emerge with a clearer understanding of truth and morality. As the conversation progresses, Bilyeu and Murray delve into the nature of evil, particularly in the context of the recent Hamas attacks in Israel. Murray describes Hamas as a death cult, emphasizing that its ideology is rooted in a glorification of death and a rejection of life. He argues that this mindset is difficult for many in the West to comprehend, as it contradicts the fundamental values of life and progress that are cherished in democratic societies. Murray draws on historical examples to illustrate how societies can become enamored with destructive ideologies. He highlights the importance of recognizing that some groups do not share the same values as those in the West, which complicates efforts to find common ground. The conversation underscores the need for a clear moral framework to navigate these challenges. A key takeaway from the discussion is the importance of courage in confronting evil and standing up for one's beliefs. Murray reflects on the resilience of the Israeli people in the face of adversity, noting that the younger generation has risen to the occasion when called upon. He contrasts this with the current state of American youth, who he believes have been indoctrinated into a culture of victimhood rather than empowerment. Murray argues that the West must cultivate a spirit of courage and resilience, encouraging individuals to take responsibility for their actions and beliefs. He emphasizes that true progress comes from a willingness to confront difficult truths and engage in meaningful dialogue, rather than retreating into victimhood. As the conversation draws to a close, Murray expresses cautious optimism for the future. He believes that while the challenges facing the West are significant, there is potential for renewal and growth. He urges listeners to embrace courage and reject the narrative of victimhood that has permeated contemporary discourse. By fostering a culture of resilience and accountability, Murray believes that societies can navigate the complexities of the modern world and emerge stronger.